So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sully Podcast. I am your host, Deshaun Sullivan, and today we are going to be switching tones a little bit from the normal mental health aspect of everything, and we are going to be targeting, and we're going to spend a lot of time on this one, human trafficking. So Greenville, South Carolina is actually one of the largest human trafficking hubs here in America. And that is something that should be a lot more spoken on. You know, it's kind of sad for me personally to, be born and raised in a place where such atrocities, do go on and do happen. And, throughout history in general, there have been multiple instances where, the world has had multiple different wars and things, in regards to this exact same thing, slavery, and that's affected every nationality, color, and ethnic background in the world as it is today. And so to raise awareness for this, because it is the largest and the fastest growing criminal industry in really the world so far right now, to really start, we should be able to identify what human trafficking is. So human trafficking is the exploitation of humans, of people. These could be men, children, women. In most cases, they are going to be, there is a lot of women that do get stuck in, the sex trafficking, slave trades and things like that. And it's very prevalent, So what happens is these people will be taken because of, they'll be spotted out from crowds, for having abnormalities or what the world wants to consider disabilities. And when they do seek out these specific prey, they're looking for a way to reel them in. And so how they do that, they'll offer you gifts, they'll offer you something that's greater than what you would ever expect in life. And once they can reel you into their trap, then they have you. Now, I've ran into an instance, here before. I mean, downtown Greenville, there's lots of, creepy men, creepy women, mainly creepy men, that are out and lurking and luring in women by the boatloads, especially when they're intoxicated and they cannot defend themselves at that moment. And so being a man, being able to defend these women, when they can't on their own, I'm personally just asking that a lot of other men do the same thing and just kind of take it as an act of chivalry, to protect all women, regardless of if that's your wife or not, or if, you have some type of bigoted mindset, the thing is, these people that are taking women, especially women, but men and children, they don't have any regards for human life. And so saying that, if we continue to let people be taken under the guise of very immoral people, very, very downtrodden hearts, if we continue to let the bad side win, the evil side, regardless of religion, race, anything like that, if you let the bad side beat the good side, especially when it comes to the future, then, the degeneration of America is pretty much just written up in there. I'm kind of getting off sidetracked, but, the next thing I kind of want to talk about is, the fact that we have hundreds of thousands of, especially black girls, young black girls that are missing, and they can be taken, through different ways and avenues. A lot of the people that say that they are from DSS, CPS, they will come in undercover. They'll come in a facade, a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's how they'll come, and they'll actually traffic your kid. A lot of these people, they really do exist, and it's a very deep thing. Everybody knows, that I'm a big fan of President Trump, and President Trump was doing a lot to save the children, to end human trafficking. A lot of these direct, actions towards China. China actually has one of the world's, or if not, I'm not sure, you can't quote me on this, but I do believe that China is the world's leader in human trafficking. And that's deep, because a lot of the issues that we argue about politically, they intertwine into other avenues in society, and now it becomes everybody's problem. And it's not just one thing spurs out and happens here and it doesn't affect society. A lot of these issues really do. And the youth that are coming up, especially after me, the younger generation, the Gen Z, Gen X, whatever you call them, they are dealing with a huge information war right now. And it's going to be very hard for these specific topics to really be brought up if we continue as a society, as a whole, if we continue to let the degeneration of a society continue to take place and then become commonplace. Again, that's how you have these third world countries. A lot of human trafficking also does come directly through the borders. Trump was very big on those borders. And it's a very big thing. A lot of the fentanyl that comes directly through the borders, and people smuggling children. Not everybody's coming here seeking a better life. Some people are seeking to mess up everyone's life. And, I just kind of want to wrap this up a little bit and, go over a few organizations that do target, human trafficking. So if you do have a problem, there are multiple human trafficking hotlines that you can call. There's ICE, the Immigration and Customs. They do a lot for not only things at the border, but for human trafficking in general, finding out where those hubs are in the US and taking those things out. Exodus Cry, they do a lot of good things. A21 does a lot of good things against human trafficking, things like that. There are a lot of organizations that are very, very good. Save the Children worldwide. They are a very good organization. There's lots of reputable organizations that do target those that traffic people. And again, if you have any tips, if you know anybody, especially on this specific thing, if you have any tips, if you know anybody that could be pertained in all this evilness, then please let somebody know, and let's get America back on track, especially, with saving lives and really helping out the community. So with that, I'll close out. You guys can find the Sully Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble, and that is at the Sully Podcast. So at TheSullyPodcast. You can also find me on Instagram at Real Super Sully, and on Facebook at Deshaun Sullivan, and it's spelled just how you see on the screen. With that, I would like to tell everybody, have a very blessed day and take care.